maybe wondering why am I making this video now. The time I'm recording this right now, it's 2:37 a.m. in the morning right now. I just couldn't sleep. I'm very sorry, but it's not my usual content, so yeah. But this is, if you read the title, it's about a really good fighter and a UBGC Gold, the Genius Killer, and he has a spectacular career. It's honestly one of the best records I've ever seen, actually, especially with everyone else agreeing with that. Well, pretty sure. But anyways, let's get to the good documentary now. Gold made his debut back in June 4th, 2025, and he has become a very fun fighter to commentate on, in my opinion. He was once ranked number 6 in the UBGC after his first fight, which his first fight was in UBGC 3, which was against Quirks. Now, from here, we, at first, we didn't even know, for some reason, I didn't even know what I was doing way back then, with this photo I did. I'll show you guys here on the screen, but anyways, Zach actually found him in a Untitled Boxing server, and Zach was like, you know what, you should, come over to UBGC. he wasn't sure at first, and next thing you know, he's here. And we gave him a fight, which was supposedly in UBC 3, the poster I showed you, and he honestly did really well. He got his first win from there. After that, we didn't have that many fights after that, and so there's not that much footage I have of Gold, sadly. I'm very sorry, and my bad on my part, and yeah, anyways, I know I'm just stuttering a lot because I don't have a script, and I'm not doing this without a script. I'm not using any script or anything like that, so I'm just saying stuff. But anyways, Noche UBGC 100. This is the footage I have of Gold fighting Fred. Anyways, thanks to Zach for getting this clip for me, and yeah, let's get to the clip now. Fred trying to land a few shots, cornering Gold Killer there. Nice setup there from Gold Killer. Oh, big lead uppercut there from Fred. Oh, big overhand there from Gold. Doing the most damage so far. Time! Hey, it's time! No, I'm pretty sure either Fred saw the messages or not. Because if not, then that probably makes sense why he didn't stop at all, but regardless, we just let it keep going after that. No. But either way, Gold managed to get one knockdown. It would have been probably the second round he could have gotten that, but he got one. It's a close fight now, and Fred goes down. Fred slowly is throwing the shots now. And what you're about to witness, this is probably the longest standoff. Well, not really standoff, but the longest Fred has stayed on his feet while being low HP. Gold, nice big overhand there from Gold Killer. No, who cares about the time now? Only for them though, because Fred can't hear, sadly. Oh, Fred there, almost on the verge of health, very low. So he will knock out here soon, at some point. Nice dodge, nice thing there from Fred, but Fred still dodges that big shot there. Fred trying to do his best to survive here, especially with literally what. Gold Killer landed nice. Oh. after this fight, this guaranteed him a title shot against Divine. And Divine was an excellent fighter before he, left. And it was really, kind of sad, but, that's his decision. Respect it. But this was in UBGC 110. He got his title shot. And that's where he made a big show there. And also, for some reason, the video capture did not capture any of my, commentating. So, sorry about that. Already in the first round, he's doing so good. He's maintaining that distance, and he has good reaction time and knows when to throw. That's what's so perfect about that dude, bro. And you can already tell already in the first round, Gold Killer did so much damage on Divine here.
This match is only taking place because I agreed to it.
And I'm guessing they had a bet if one of them beat each other, they would retire, and I'm assuming. So that made it very interesting. Now, as you can tell, if it had my voice in there, it would. I was so shocked. He landed 2 M2s that perfectly landed and managed to knock Divine down in the second round. Now, the bell saved Gold Killer. Saved him by the bell. Anyways, that was the end of that round. And honestly, I could say Cole was incredible. His title when he fought for the title. Definitely 100%.
You won't go fooling me twice now, baby. I'm sorry, that's the
And of course, after this fight, incredible fight, he won. I was like, "You want to do? I want to do a podcast with you and all that." And he said, "Yeah, sure."
I knew it. I taught him so well. Yes, I was recording. Yes. Okay.
And of course, I did the podcast with him with some Gutta show, of course. And yeah, let's get to it. Anyways, how was seats? Okay, so anyways, welcome to my my podcast. Today's podcast is gonna be here with our rising star over here, Gold, the genius killer over here. Now, Gold, I got some, few questions about, the fight in UBGC 110. And, yeah. So, about that fight you had, near the time of the fight, you were overthinking the fight, Like, what was that like, You're overthinking it a lot, and there's a bunch of stuff happening in your head because of that fight. A bunch of side bets was made for the fight. True, there were. And the bet is that if Divine beated you, I would give a manager or something like that, And I was like, I don't know, but I had to make a deal with him, cause he gotta earn it. He has to earn it, You can't just simply just give it to him and just call it a day. But then I remember you saying you forfeited the fight or something like that because of that, how much pressure you were given. Oh, in there too? So not only was it with Divine getting manager if he beated you, but also that too. That makes complete sense. It makes sense. And a lot of people were betting on, not betting, but saying that Divine can beat you. And literally tonight, this day, you beat a Divine with 3 knockouts while he only knocked you down 1 time. 1 time! That was a huge moment for you. Very huge moment. Everyone was on Divine's side, And how did that feel? Knowing that only, like, Zach was only on your side. How did that feel, you know? How do you explain that? You know, you say it's absolutely amazing, even though everyone was pretty much cheering on Divine. True, you did. But like, how did it feel like from the start, before, you know, the fight? You know, before all that huge commotion, everyone being in shocked. Yeah, it's like one of my friends are here. I can hear them. He gave you determination? True, it did. I'm pretty sure it gave you a lot, because you ended the fight with an alt. And I also recorded that with a certain, like, good angles. And the thing is, all these fights, those 3 fights, ended in alts. Which was probably the best fight card we ever had. Especially you making your debut as well. That was a good one as well. I like your debut. I like this one probably the most. Especially you becoming an uprising star over here. How does that feel? You know, you now just became lightweight champion, being 3-0. How does that feel, you know? You have to defend it, of course. Probably from 404 and gone, probably. Which are like your next fight. But that's if, you know, you beat 404. Because he's coming for that belt. He's coming for it. And I'm pretty sure when you put a target on my head for real. When you get a title and you get that belt or wrapped around, well, not really wrapped around you, but I'll work on a poster. I'll work on a poster for you. So that way, like I did with Zach when he won his welterweight belt, and he's still undefeated. He's still welterweight too. I'll pretty much maybe tonight I'll be working on that poster. You know, and besides from all that, who do you think would be probably a good matchup for you, besides from 404 and Gone? Because Gone's featherweight champion. Also kind of like lightweight as well, you know? Because, you know, you got Noob that's, you know, up there. We're students of Zach. True, you guys are. Especially Gon too. He's also a student of Zach. Like, to be honest, Zach is probably one of the best, and he still is the best. You know, but I'm not sure who he should fight next, you know? Which I'm gonna think about that later on, of course. But, you know, there's, he should fight Tim. Tim, he's middleweight, but he said he's like, oh yeah, I'll move down to welter. That's just saying I want to get killed. That's just saying I want to get defeated. That's what he's trying to do. Get freaking defeated by Zach. But after all that fighting, you think you'll still be undefeated just like Zach, your own teacher? You know? Because he's still undefeated 5-0. You know, that's a lot to think about. Just be exactly undefeated like him with record of 5 wins. Now, summarizing all his history and all his fights. He later went on to go fight on in UBGC 115 against Tim. Tim moved down to lightweight to fight Gold, and it was a really good fight. But even though Gold put a good, he put an amazing fight, he still lost, and that's when he lost his lightweight belt. But then Tim ended up we had to VK his belt because then he wanted to fight Gon. And yeah, but anyways, I just want to end off this video with a huge shout out to Gold, the Genius Killer. And of course, honorable mention to, of course, Zach for getting those clips for me. Thank you so much, Zach. Could have not done this without you getting those clips, bro. Thank you very much on that part. And yeah, also shout out to my team that helps me with the UBGC. You guys do so much for me. I really appreciate it. And anyways, see you guys in the next video.
I am Raiden from Metal Gear Solid. Subscribe to Solid YT1. And remember, I am lightning, the rain transformed.